Hi, my name is Meredith Meyer, and I'm the volunteer coordinator at the Cherry Hill Public Library, and I am here to show you how I make Instant Pot ramen stir fry. We are going to use the following ingredients. I have here, all right, let's see. I have sesame oil, I have vegetable oil, I have soy sauce, I have some cut up veggies, I have mushrooms, carrots, broccoli, green onions, and you can use any veggies you want. I have 2 packs of top ramen stir fry. I have a cup of chicken broth, and I have about a pound of cut up raw chicken. And this is the only ingredients we need for our meal of the Instant Pot ramen stir fry. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the package of the ramen. Sorry for the crinkle. And we're going to take out the packets of seasoning and we're going to throw them away. We don't need that. And I'm going to take out the other one and throw it away. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see my Instant Pot. There are different versions of Instant Pots. This one I believe is an 8-in-1. The first thing we're going to do though is we're going to turn on our Instant Pot to the saute button right here, and that is going to start us heating up. And it automatically sets it for 30 minutes, but we won't need that much time. All right, so I'm going to angle this. Work with me here for a second so that you are inside the Instant Pot. And we're going to start adding our ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do after it is starting to heat up is we're going to add our oil. And according to this recipe, we're going to take our vegetable oil and we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of the vegetable oil. So let's do here 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then, while that is heating up, we're going to get our chicken ready. And with the chicken, we are going to take the cubed up chicken here, and we're going to take 1 tablespoon of our soy sauce. So here we have our chicken and our soy sauce. And I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of the soy sauce, and I'm going to pour that over top of the chicken. And I'm just going to give it a quick stir. All right, so the chicken is covered with the soy sauce. And now that the temperature has started to heat up on the Instant Pot, we are going to go ahead and start adding in our ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the cubed chicken. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it is already starting to bubble in there. And the directions say to saute it up until it starts to get a little opaque. So we're just going to let that simmer for a few minutes here. And keep giving it a stir every once in a while. And we're going to stir this, it says, for about 2 minutes. Okay, it's starting to come together. The next thing we're going to do is add our veggies. Now, like I said, you can do any veggies you'd like. I know you can use red peppers and really any vegetable you want, but I'm using broccoli, carrots, green onion, and mushrooms. So we're going to dump all of that in. And now we're going to stir it all together. Make sure you bring all the chicken up and mix the veggies in. And get everything coated in the oil. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit cancel on the Instapot, which is down here at the bottom. We're going to cancel that because we're just canceling the saute function. The next step is to come back here and we're going to add in our broth. It also says you can use water, but I'm going to use chicken broth. And we're going to use that to then, again, mix onto the bottom of the pan just to make sure there's nothing stuck. And give it a good stir. Okay, but it looks like everything is evenly coated. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to break up the ramen pieces over top of the pot. So you don't want to put it in whole. You want to break up all these little pieces over top of it. Okay, and the second pack as well. Make sure you get all those last little bits in there. Okay, and the second pack. There is pieces of noodles flying everywhere. Be careful. Okay, and again, we're gonna give a stir with the noodles in there. Okay, just make sure everything is coated nicely. Now I have a lot of veggies in here, so I am actually going to add a smidge more of the broth, just a little bit. Okay, looking good. Then we're going to close our lid, and we're going to make sure that it locks in with the sound, and we're going to make sure that our knob is turned all the way to the back, which is the sealed position. We don't want any of the steam to come out. And we are then going to change the turn the pressure cooker on and change the time. So we're going to hit manual, and this actually only cooks for 1 minute. So I'm going to reduce my time to 1 minute. You will then hear, there's no start button, so it'll take a moment and you will hear it click to on and beep. So now it has to come to pressure. So this will take some time, and you can just stay tuned. Now, I don't know if you can hear the sounds, but I can hear that it's starting to boil inside. Where it's getting closer to pressure, I can tell. We might start to see some steam coming out from back here, and that's perfectly normal. And eventually there's a little red knob back here. Let's see if I can show you. Aha. There's a little red button here, and when it comes to pressure, that will pop all the way up, and that will let us know that the machine is locked and pressurized. Again, we might see some steam coming out from the venting on the knob, but that's perfectly normal. And as I hear it boiling, it's getting closer. So we're just going to bring this back down here, because when it does come to pressure, we will see this here where it says on start to count down. Now, we only have 1 minute for this, so it shouldn't be too bad of a wait time. And I've also discovered that the more liquid is in the pot, like a soup, the longer it takes to come to pressure. So we only have a very small amount of liquid in there, so it should come to pressure very quickly. And I can hear it starting to get louder and louder. So I could imagine that it's only going to be a few more moments. Now, I don't know if you can see, but we have steam coming out of the vents. You probably can't see it. Oh, but the little red knob just popped up a little bit, and my guess is it's going to go a little bit further soon. Oh, there we go. So now you can see that the little knob, is pushed all the way up, and we should be starting to see this countdown pop up very soon. So stay tuned, just a few more moments. Now you can see our countdown turned to 1, and in 1 minute it will beep to let us know that it is fully cooked, and we will do a quick release, which means as soon as it beeps, we will turn the nozzle back here to opening it to venting and let all of the steam out quickly. If it says a slow release or a natural release, that means that we let it sit for 10 plus minutes without touching it, and it will slowly release a little bit out at a time. Usually more meats that's used for, or really full big soups, because they don't want to let all the moisture out. So this should beep in just another few seconds, and we will continue on. Okay, so now, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it says L000, and this is actually going to do a countdown of it's now on warm, and it's going to count down how many minutes it's been since it's turned off. So now that it is technically timed out, I'm going to bring you up here where we still have this pressurized, and I am going to let the steam out. It is pretty loud, so just bear with me. And this, again, could take a few minutes. Now, while it's finishing venting, I'm going to go back down here and hit cancel, and so we can turn it off. It does take quite some time to let out the pressure, but it should be coming out. It's slowly letting it out right now. I don't know if you could hear the noise, but the little red button in the back dropped down, which means the lid will now open. And when you open it, you'll hear the chime, and you can lift it straight up. And just be careful, it is hot and steamy. And there will be some water dripping off the lid, so just let it drip back in. And the handles are meant so that it holds the lid, which I think is a great feature. I don't know if you can see it, but there is the lid in the handle. Okay, so this is what we have inside. It's getting there. We have a few more ingredients to add in, but we're getting there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a fork, and we are going to fluff it a little bit. Give it a stir, break up some of the chunks of noodle. And we are also going to And you might find chunks of some noodles that haven't, like, aren't fully softened all the way. Don't worry, because this is going to sit, and while it's sitting, it will take care of those little bits that are not cooked all the way. Okay, so the next few things we're going to add is more soy sauce. And if you remember, we added a tablespoon of soy sauce directly to the chicken. And now we're going to add 3 more tablespoons of soy sauce to the dish to make pretty much like a sauce. So I have my tablespoon and my soy sauce. And again, we're going to add it directly to the pot. We have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we're also going to add some sesame oil, and we only need a teaspoon of sesame oil. Okay, we're going to drizzle that around. And then we're going to go back in and take our fork again. And again, go into the pot and give it a good stir. And you'll already see that some of the bigger pieces that hadn't gotten cooked fully are already starting to cook while it's just sitting here in the heat that's left over from the cooking and the additional soy sauce liquid that we are adding to this. Okay, now that we have given that a quick stir, we are then going to allow the noodles to sit for another 5 minutes. And this will help the noodles to absorb more of the sauce. And you can add in more chopped green onion if you'd like. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this quick version of a Instant Pot meal. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me over at the library and I can help you figure out anything. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will hopefully hear from you soon. Have a good night.